Attention Yugi tubers, this is NeoNexudus here with a very serious video about a very serious matter about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, as some of you may know, as in fellow members of the KCP, fellow Yugi tubers that I interact with, people who just generally watch my videos, you will know how I feel about meta, net decking, etc, etc. Now, for people who don't know, I'm now a member of Team Underground, which is a channel and group of people devoted to stopping the net deckers and making people play the way the game was intended. There's been a lot of commotion going on recently on my local YouTube, my local Yu-Gi-Oh's Facebook about many different matters. Mainly about people thinking they're better than everyone else because they can take an idea off the internet, add 1 to 2 cards, call it their own, and think they're the best things since sliced bread. And what I have to say that about, and what I have to say about that is no! Just no. You're thieves, you're liars, and I do not tolerate those kind of people. I'm sorry if I offend anyone by this, but, you know, if you're going to play meta, as I said before, change it, make it different. You don't have to play the way that everyone else says you have to play. You don't have to play the way that Konami posts all these set this up. It's been proven multiple times by the fact of the quick draw debris plant shooting star deck, the NeoNexudus hero deck. Yes, some people say the evolution form of like plants and anti-meta, but at the end of the day, it took someone's brains, you know, someone who thought outside the box to make that, and I gladly take my hat off to them. It may have become a meta. You say debris Hime or whatever it was called, the shooting star plant quick draw thing, may have become meta, but I didn't mind that deck. You know, I quite enjoyed that because although people had taken that deck and started playing it, people were for the first time in ages playing a deck that wasn't, how can I put this, focused all around the same thing. You know, it had multiple layer strategies, it could do this, it could do that. It wasn't all about, you know, for instance, X-Sabers. Their most common play, go summon Boggart Knight special summons Dark Soul, drop Fold Troll, drop another Fold Troll. If they have anything in the graveyard, revive. You know, like an Underlay, Synchro, then bring back the Underlay again with the second Fold Troll, Synchro again. Not Underlay, sorry, Full Helm Knight. Then they go into Underlay. Pop your 3 back row, which is ridiculous. 3 back row for just summoning 1 monster. Now, return to your hand with Mistworm, yeah, that's fair enough, it gets returned to your hand. But destroying 3 on the summon. Yes, I'm fully aware that sending back to your hand can actually be more deadly than destroying, due to the likes of Starlight Road, my body is a shield, blah de blah de blah. But you still get to play them again. You still have a chance to come back from it. Whereas 3 back row, they're gone. If you've got nothing to stop that, they are gone. Yes, I realise we have Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is a very good card. I use it myself. But people say, why do you run Divine Wrath? Because it's a good card. Yeah, but it's a neg 1. I don't give a shit about negs. You know, it adds to my zombie deck that extra ditch to get that zombie in the graveyard, to get that card in the graveyard, that extra light, that extra dark, the Chaos Source, Dark Arm. It allows me to get off so many plays while shutting down stupid, ridiculously overpowered cards. Now, this is also in response to Eddie Phoenix, also known as Ultimate Gamer 31. He has uploaded a video trying to deliberate between the two sides of creativity and meta. He's trying to bring peace and harmony. I'm sorry, dude, it's never going to come that way. Because as long as there are people out there that think they are better than everyone else just because they top, right? But in actuality, you're not topping with your own deck. You call it your deck. My X-Sabers, my Blackwings, my Gladiator Beasts, my Dragoonices, my this, my that. I'm sorry, do you have the original deck list? Did you come up with the original idea of how to play the deck? Did you sit up for weeks or months or however long it took, time on end, come up with all different strategies, how to best keep speed with the deck, how to best survive against these decks? Creativity people, we spend, like myself, I've been spending the past few months building a deck for May, for when the new pack comes out, because there are certain cards in that pack that will completely change the game, and I want to get into that right before everything switches over to Zexal. Now people say Zexal's never going to take over. Think about it. You don't see fusions that much anymore. Yes, America may have Miracle Heroes or whatever it's called, but over in the UK we don't have Shining, which we have the Shining, but it's not legal, which is gay. I quite like the idea of Miracle Heroes. That's quite creative, quite imaginative, and people just go, ooh, something different. Latch, mine, I top, I'm pro. Bow down for my awesomeness. Fuck you. Now, there's been a very much elongated going on debate. So much that some of my friends have considered their future in Yu-Gi-Oh! And where it stands. And whether or not to continue playing because of certain arrogant people in the world claiming decks as their own when they've just taken them off a forum or something else and claimed it as their own, saying, yeah, this is my deck, I built this, I top, I'm pro. No, as I've said time before, a pro is a person who can build a deck, right? I refer to them as deck doctors. Deck doctors are able to look at a deck, analyse, and come up with multiple strategies for the deck, or multiple fixes for a deck. Deck doctoring, as in the fact of making a deck better. Now, I know several people who can do this. Some meta players claim that they can do that, but meta players have a very closed mind way of thinking. If there's a card that they feel is worthless or neg or whatever, they won't usually play it because no one else is. They're like sheep. Clones. Yes, clones. Clones is a very good example. A bunch of clones. Yeah, that's pretty much what they are. They're clones. They're like leech clones. So they suck the life out of a deck when they take it off the internet or off somewhere. When they decide, oh, that deck looks really good, I think I'll take that and claim it as myself by adding 2 cards, 1 card. Scapegoat user, he's a prime example, right, of the nice balance between meta and creativity. He's not completely creative. I haven't seen him build completely creative decks, and I've also seen him build part meta decks. His current deck, Relinquished Monarch, yes, the Foggy Monarch part is slightly meta based, but his original deck was Relinquished, and the only reason why he added in the Monarchs is because they have that control factor that allowed him to bring out Relinquished. Yes, he's built other Relinquished decks, but they've never done as well as this one. But he's found that he's relying too much on the Monarch engine. He doesn't like the way he's playing, so he's changing it. I'm not going to spill out details to what, because I don't know. He has spent a long time making the deck he's going to be running now, Malefics. He spent a long time going between me, fellow members of KCP, his friends, etc., testing out deck ideas, tech choices if you will. I don't really like the word tech choice, but yeah, it's not really bog standard. Go to shop, 50 quid is a Malefic deck. Now if you've seen Dark Magician's video about similar sort of things, he did a little bit of me and him as little paper characters in a shop. Basically this guy walks in and says, I want to play Light Swarm, gives the guy 100 something quid, takes it home, undoes it, bunch of fake cards. He comes back to the shop, complains. What do we do? Go, now Richie, whack over the head, strap him to a chair, put him in front of a TV, show him how the game was supposed to be played. Force them back into that mindset. Now I'm not saying you should go out, strap people to chairs, cheat them out of cards, whack them over the head. I do not condone that whatsoever. However ridiculously funny it may be. But, you know, you got to show these meta players that they're not all that. They're not the best in sliced bread, because it takes an original person to come up with the original idea for that deck, right? Before they can go, yoink, mine. You know, someone has to create it first. Someone has to come up with the idea. Meta only came around really because, well, so many people took an interest in a deck, and it just sort of devolved from the fact of playing it for fun as to playing it, I'm now the best, or I'm a pro because I topped whatever in such a tournament with X Sabers, Light Swarm, Chaos Plants, you know, I can't really say is meta because I haven't seen a lot of that around. It may just be my own negligence or whatever, but I haven't seen a lot of Chaos Plants around. In my opinion, they're a little bit too inconsistent to be classed as meta. I'd probably say they're in between the meta line and the creative line, because they've had to rethink the whole, you know, you say Shooting Star Debris deck with Dandelion being at 1 and things like that. So yeah, a little bit of creativity has to come in. That's why, you know, ban lists really define what happens in the game. They don't define, well, yeah, they can define a meta, but they also define the creative decks that come out of people, because in those few months or weeks that it takes people to adjust to the ban list, to adjust their playing style, creativity is born. And just for those few moments, it's like a ray of sunshine in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then once other people realise, that's a good idea, I'll use that myself. And me, and me, and me, and it just slowly fades and turns to, it just slowly fades to black. No pun intended, but you know, it's the best example. It fades to black. The ball of light dimmers. It collapses in on itself. If you like, it becomes a dark hole because it gobbles up everything that comes near it. You know, nothing can escape black hole, but people can escape meta decks. You don't have to play meta to win. I mean, there are countless Yu-Gi tubers out there with brilliant ideas, and you know, they may not have the entire idea, but with a little help from their friends, they can make brilliant decks. I've seen it happen, and it breaks my heart to see someone go, that's a good deck, I'll have that, I win, I'm pro. No. You're a stealer, you're a thief, you're a liar, you're a cheat. Now these are very strong words and accusations I'm throwing out, because this is my own personal view. This is how I feel. I feel that meta and net deckers and things like that, as I've said, meta's always been around, but it's never been as bad as it is in today's time, in my opinion. You know, I believe that net deckers are the cancer that is killing Yu-Gi-Oh! They are killing it from the inside out. They are rotting its very core, its very essence. And we original players, creative players, are the antivirus. We're tackling it. We're the white blood cells. We're charging in. We're going in to defend. What was there originally? You know, we don't want people taking our ideas. We don't want people saying they're pros when they're not. Because the idea of pro are deck doctors, people who are really creative with decks and can see the multiple layer combos, people who can develop decks. And then you got the pros who develop decks and win tournaments. You know, there's the two kinds of people. You got deck developers and deck players. Now, deck players may sound like meta deck or net decking, but it's not, because they go to a deck doctor, they get their idea brought along. You know, deck doctors don't complete a deck for you. They give you the inspiration, if you like. Deck doctors are inspiration. They give you the inspiration to do something nice, do something original, do something bright and vibrant with your deck. Now, Eddie Phoenix says, you know, we're both on the same page and things like that, but we're not. Yes, we play the same game, but we both play for complete opposite reasons. Meta players, they play because they see a deck, they copy it, it's easy to do, and they spend a few months practicing until they know the deck inside and out. A 5-year-old can walk into a shop, buy a pre-made deck, and spend probably a few months longer than, you know, me or you, because we're older, we're more experienced. But a new fresh player, say 5 years old, can walk into a shop, buy a meta deck. Technically, I'm just using this example because meta decks, as I said before, are like structured decks. They're a basis to something to evolve from. They're a basis of something. You shouldn't focus on saying, yeah, this is just, you know, how everyone else plays, I'm going to play it this way. So that's why you refer to it as a structure deck or starter deck, because it's a set bunch of cards. And so a kid goes in, he buys this deck, he practices it for a few months, he goes to tournaments, he wins a lot. Yeah, he feels really good about himself. When he gets older, he gets more arrogant, he gets more bolshy, saying, yeah, I'm the best, you know. I keep on changing my decks all the time because this deck is new, this deck is winning all the time. You know, why should I run this crappy deck, which has now dropped down to tier 3, when this new deck is tier 1? I think I'll sell all these cards and play that deck next. You know, they don't have any passion, they don't have that sort of closeness with the cards, they don't have the heart of the cards. I treasure my cards. Yes, I may change decks, I may dismantle decks, right? But I don't change or dismantle decks based on what tops. I don't go, oh, that tops, I'll take that deck. You know, I could go on forever about my hatred about net deckers and meta plays and things like that. Josh, user, as much as you say that you think you're a net decker and a meta player, you're not. You know, I've seen you build creative decks. That is what changes you. That is what defines you as a duelist. And it's duelist, not player, because, you know, anyone who looks back to what Kazuki Takahashi, the original creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, made the game for, he was playing Japanese chess, shogi, when he came up with the idea with a friend to make this card game for fun, to be creative, to be spontaneous, for it to be new, for it to be something that's, yeah, not for someone to go, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. So, if you feel the same way as me, join my army. I'm going to call this NeoNexudus' army against the net deckers. The army against net deckers. So that's what? NN, NeoNexudus, army, A, NNA, against, that's another A, net deckers, that's ND. So that's NN, AA, DN. Yeah, that's kind of a weird abbreviation, but you you know, together, us original players, us creative players, even you meta players who change up your meta decks, you know, people who used to play Black Wings and turned it into a Dark Simorgh deck, or you know, there have been so many different ways that you can change up a meta deck and don't have to run it like everyone else. And you guys are more than welcome to join me on my mission to stop these people from so-called becoming pros, because it is self-proclaimed prodom. And I don't care if, you know, the same people top all the time and that's what defines them as pros. What defines a person as a pro is building your own deck and, you know, trying your hardest. Doesn't matter if you win, doesn't matter if you lose. All that matters is having fun, being creative, being different. It even says in the beginner's book, there are hundreds, millions of cards out there. Why play one style when you can play many? Why choose one type of deck when you can incorporate many different styles into one? It has been proven that it does work. And I don't know why people just can't be bothered to think for once. Just think. Before you sort of go, oh, Dragoons is the topic, I'm going to go buy the structure deck and play it. Think about it for once. You know, say, okay, Dragoons. Let's add in some more dragon cards, let's add in some more winged beasts, let's do this, let's do that. You know, some people have already started to do it with things like Light and Darkness Dragon, because they thought they could get the whole Light and Darkness effect of negating whilst in the spell trap card zone. That's, to my belief, been proven false, but of what I've heard, it still gets the effect of when it's destroyed, it destroys all cards in the field and you get to bring the thing back, which is Fabled Leviathan. Fabled, Dragoonty Leviathan, or Leviathan, or whatever. You know, that's just one play. You can do so many things with dragons. You know, dragons are probably one of the most supported archetypes out there. And winged beasts. You know, with the new Tech Genesis cards, right, there's a level 3 winged beast wind type, right? It may not have great attack or defense, but its effect is brilliant. You know, level 3 winged beast tuner, right? It's a wind type, so you throw that into Black Wings, and a few more wind types, and you can make Dark Simorgh deck. And when you synchro someone using this Tech Genesis Jet Falcon, right? This comes out in May, so it's just an idea to throw out there for you guys. It burns the opponent for 500 when you synchro with it. And then you can use that monster to synchro in something more powerful and get another effect on. So not only are they losing 500 life points, but then they're getting the effect of the synchro monster as well. So, yeah. Don't say, for instance, people are thinking about running, you know, Tech Genesis as a whole. You know, a Tech Genesis deck, I admit, it is looking good. But, be different. Don't run it how your mates tell you to play it. Run it your way. Run it your own creative way. Don't be one of these arrogant arseholes who says, I'm the best, you know, I won with X Sabers, my locals, I won with Fables, I won with Gladiator Beasts, I won with Lightsworn, I won with Frognarks, I won with this, I won with that. I'm the best, I'm a pro because I've been playing the game for years, and now I'm playing all these meta decks, I keep on changing it each time the meta changes. That makes me a pro because I top. No, it doesn't make you a pro, it makes you an idiot. It makes you have no brain cells. Being creative, being spontaneous, being zany. You know, put your life, your soul, your whole heart into your deck, and you will find the game more satisfying than just going up against the same decks over and over and over. People say meta is the only way to play the game. I say you're wrong. Original decks have been proven in the past to win. Yes, they may not freaking reach tier 1 or whatever, because that whole tier system's fucked up anyway. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, I'm reaching 25 minutes here. I've been ranting on for king ages. And to Team Underground, you know, big shout outs to admin, you guys. I really reckon with your help we can stop these net deckers, we can stop these traitors to Yu-Gi-Oh, we can stop this cancer that is killing Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway guys, you know, video response me. I hope you approve. If not, fine, I can accept that. As long as you tell me why. Don't have a go at me, please. Don't start flaming me. I know I've flamed net deckers and stuff, but, you know, I've given my reasons why. I've not just said outright, they're stupid, they're crap, blah, 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 blah. I've explained the reasons why I don't like it. I've explained, gone into depth. I've spent 25 minutes explaining why, you know, creative is so more justifying and gives you that better sense of being. Now I want your views. If you run meta, fine. Okay, I can accept that. You know, if you want to run meta, run meta. Just don't rub it in people's faces saying you're the best. That's all I'm saying. Anyway guys, it's NeoNexudus.